I have a maple tree in my front yard and in my backyard, and like the tips of the leaves are just starting to change. It's awesome. The maple tree in my backyard always turns into like the most gorgeous rainbow assortment of colors, and the leaves all fall by Halloween in the backyard. So that's how my kids are able to tell like how close we're getting to Halloween, not only by the calendar date, but by always looking at the tree in the backyard. The front yard, it's a different story. It kind of changes every single year. But I figured I would come on in and do this Minute with Mary look, kind of inspired by the autumnal leaves. In my Music with Mary classes, I am doing a lot of songs about the different colors of the leaves, and I really wanted to wear this bright yellow dress today. I've had some sad things been going on recently. And so I thought, you know what, rather than being glum and just kind of getting stuck, is what so many of us do, right? When we have some sad things in our life, I was like, I'm going to do the opposite. I'm going to wear some sunshine yellow and bring out some autumnal colors. So do me a favor and put that hashtag hello lovely, hello, hello. It's the little way to wave, give me a high five over the interwebs, and let me know, do things look different where you live? Whether it is the leaves outside or is it just the decor, like people starting to decorate for the season change. Let me know, because I'm here for it. You know, there are some things in life that are tough and sad. I've gotten some sad news about a friend of mine, and it's taken kind of the wind out of my breath a little bit, and but it's also sometimes when these things happen, it also makes you want to cling to things even more and celebrate the things that are happy and lovely as much as you can. So hopefully this video will do that for you too, to find the colorful little rainbows that you do have in your life and the things that you can be grateful for and stuff. So that's why I said, you know, I'm just going to kind of change some things to turn this day around. So all of my base face items are on sale this month at knititwithmary.com. So we're talking primers, concealers, foundations, blushes, bronzers, all those kind of things. They are on discount only through the end of this month. So we've got a couple more days going on. So what I just put on is my Prime and Set powder. I have a couple of 2-in-1 products that both prime your face, getting it ready, almost acting like a Velcro to make sure your makeup really stays on your face, and then also sets the makeup. Same thing, make sure it stays put. So my Prime and Set powder is a great product for those of you who have an oily complexion, those of you who like more of a matte look to your face. This is also great for those of you with large pores, or you really need something that's going to like hold on tight really well throughout the day. That is a great product for that. My Prime and Set Mist, same thing, acts as a primer and as a setting product. This is great for those of you who like more of a dewy look to your makeup. So you can use both, or you can use one or the other. Kendra's bright colors always make me feel better. Halloween decorations are in full bloom in Indiana, and our local street fair ended. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. Thank you so much for the love. So much love to you too. So I have essentially like a hickey on my face. Can you see this dark circle? I started to do some facial cupping. I'm still having issues with jaw pain and facial pain. And so I was talking about it with my physical therapist, and I said, you know what, I need to get into some facial cupping. So you can go on Amazon and buy these little suction cups for your face. So I did that, and you're supposed to put oil on your face and move these cups around. It's going to help, like, you know, just help with your skin, but it also helps with drainage for the seasons or allergies. It might help with pain if you have facial pain, but if you leave it on your head or anywhere on your skin too long, you essentially give yourself a hickey. So I gave myself a forehead hickey. So, needless to say, I need to put on a little bit of makeup to cover up that sucker. My goodness gracious. Have you ever done cupping? Anything like that? It's a wild new thing. I'm going to put on a little bit of my SPF tinted moisturizer BB cream before I put on my foundation, because I am going to go outside today. There's another thing that can kind of help chase some blues away. So if you do have, you know, this can be a time of year that if you're someone who loves the sunshine, if you love the summer and you love the heat and all those kind of activities, sometimes this time of year can be a little rough. It can be a big transition for you. I personally love the colder months. I love all the colors from the fall. I love the holiday season, which I feel like begins with Halloween. Bring out the decor and the movies and the songs. But as I said, we've got some sad news recently about a friend. So I'm just like, glum all of a sudden, which obviously makes sense. But I know that one of the things that you can do when you are battling difficult feelings sometimes is to go outside more, is to go outside. So I need to make sure I have some SPF on me to protect from those rays. Some of the leaves we've got changing here. We get a lot of yellows this area of New Mexico during autumn. So what kind of leaves change to yellow? Let me know. Thank you so much for the hashtag Hello Lovely. I am going to be using my Serum Plus foundation today. It can be a light to medium to full coverage depending upon how many drops you use of it. It is a skincare infused foundation, so whenever you see me use this one, I shake it up, shake it like a Polaroid picture for all of my fellow millennials who rocked out to that jam. Because there's skincare inside of it. So just like a salad dressing, you got to shake it up so that all the ingredients can do what they need to do. And it's a beautiful, like light liquidy product. If you put it on bare skin, it is going to have more of like a dewy finish. I do always recommend some kind of a primer, however, because that helps it stay on your face a little bit longer. So I love, love, love this product. I think that the coverage is so nice because it's buildable. And it doesn't feel like there's anything on my face, but there is sodium hyaluronate in it, which is going to help plump. So if there's areas of your face that are showing signs of aging, this actually has like anti-aging skincare inside of it. Almost all of my products have anti-aging skincare inside of it. Hello, Marion. How are you? Thank you so much for the hashtag Hello Lovely. Great to see you. Let me know, what's the weather like in your neck of the woods? Are you starting to see fall colors? Are you starting to see any change because of the seasons? Let me know. And then cottonwood trees, says Rachel. Cottonwood trees change to yellow in the fall, and then we have tons of them in this area. A cottonwood tree. I don't think I've ever seen a cottonwood tree. Maybe we have them here. Probably not, right? Because you're in a completely different environment than I am in. We are the land of like maple trees, and if you watch Gilmore Girls, like we've got the Gilmore Girls autumn. I mean, we're right next to Connecticut, which is where the movie, not the movie, the TV show, supposedly took place in. So all of those kind of autumnal pretty shots that you'd be seeing, that's the life that I live in the next month or so. But they're just starting to change. So almost everything still here is green, but it's like the faintest edges of the leaves. All right, I covered up my hickey that I gave myself. Well done, well done. Note to self, do not do facial cupping and zone out, because you will just end up with a hickey on your face. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Palm trees don't change colors. True, Marion. Very, very true. I didn't know. I feel like, because there's so much change that happens here in New England, I didn't know if there's more minor changes and little things, like if you can see that the seasons are changing in different areas. So we were talking about Prime and Set Spray. I like to use this after I apply my foundation. You can either let it dry. It's a light mist, so it dries really quickly. But personally, I like to spray it on top of my foundation, and while it is still drying, I just take either a damp blending bud or my flat-topped kabuki brush, which I use to apply this foundation with, and I gently press that into my skin. I have found this technique really works well so that the makeup doesn't get all bunched up in my fine lines. I have fine lines around my mouth from smiling. I have fine lines near my crow's feet and everything. So I just find that this little technique of gently tapping it while I have that setting spray mist on marries my foundation into my skin so beautifully, and it doesn't really look like I have makeup on, which to me is the goal. Laura says, I live in Florida and it's so hot and humid here. I quit wearing makeup because it just sweats right off. Oh no, Laura, I totally get it. A lot of days I don't wear that much makeup, if anything. So I'm going to go in with a dab of concealer, just a wee little dab right there. And I'm going to share with you some little tips and tricks. Less is more when it comes to concealer. You don't want to have loads and loads of layers on that delicate under eye skin. My concealer is full coverage, but it also has caffeine and other skincare items, so it is going to like heal and help my skin along the way. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much for the hashtag Hello Lovely. Giving you a big hug over the web. You can also take some of that Prime and Set mist. You can either spray it directly on your eyes or right on your fingers. And this is going to also kind of thin out that product a little bit if your under eyes don't do well with concealer. This is just an idea, as I have had some people say, oh my gosh, I have such darkness around my eyes. What do I do? So you're going to choose a color that matches your skin tone if you don't wear a lot of makeup. Okay, you don't want to like highlight issues. If, however, you are going to be wearing more medium to fuller coverage and you like to highlight and contour, go to town with a shade 1 to 2 shades lighter. But if you're just trying to make it look like you've gotten sleep and you don't want to really highlight the problem area, choose the same shade as your skin type. And if you need any color matching, that's what I'm here for. Just send me a message and say, hey, Mary, can I please have a color match? As I would be more than happy to help you on out. So as I said, just shoot me a message. I've been doing them all month, and I love, love, love to help people just feel more confident and creative when it comes to their makeup. So it's currently 18 here where I am in the UK with the sun still shining, so making the most of the sun and the nice weather. What is 18 in Fahrenheit? Because that's 18 in Celsius, I'm assuming. So let me know what it is. I just combed up my eyebrows with my brow brush. Sometimes I go in and add some extra product to it. Other times I find just kind of brushing them up and making sure I get any foundation out of my eyebrows makes a huge difference. All right, I'm going to go on in now and add a little bit of dimension to my face with some matte bronzer. Right here. This is the shade Fair, so this is the lightest shade. If you are my shade or lighter, this would be a great one for you. You can use a smaller kind of contouring brush. You can use a big fluffy brush, but if you're trying to add angles into your face, you want to go like where your hairline meets your ear and go a little bit like you can feel the divot of your cheekbone. If you're trying to add lift, add youthfulness to your skin, go a little bit above it. You're going to fake it. You're going to start that shadow a little higher, and it's going to create an optical illusion to make it look like your face is a little bit thinner and slimmer, which you're going to be able to see in a hot second here. So you can see I started it up here, and I'm going almost like like definitely a bit more towards the peak of my cheekbone, and I'm bringing it and I'm blending it more upwards, not down. And you can see it's not making it like I'm Malibu Barbie tan. I'm just kind of creating a little bit of a contour. So you can see this is where my natural divot in my face is. And then this one, I kind of drew it on. I added makeup, so it's a little bit higher. And it's a little bit more, showing up a little bit more to help like make it appear that my cheeks are a little slimmer. So this side has it. This side does not. Let's go to it. Let's add it on this side. Can you see the difference? I just want to make sure before. Oh, and the other thing I like to do is I like to go around my hairline. I have a rather large forehead. So to once again kind of help slim that down, I go right around that hairline and then on this kind of temple bone area. What contouring does is it just accentuates the shadows that you already have and or like creates new ones to help slim and change things. It's all about an optical illusion. So you just don't want it to look like your Skeletor or anything like that. I like to add a little shadow right here, kind of to help the chin be a bit more prominent. And then if you have just either loose skin or a little extra skin down here that you don't like, a little double chin area, same thing. You don't want to put it here where like a beard would be because you don't want it to make it look like you have a beard. But underneath that jawline area to really help kind of create or enhance that natural shadow is going to help get rid of a double chin and just make it look a little bit more contoured. It's about 64 degrees Fahrenheit. Awesome. Yeah, that's about what it's getting up to here, if that. I think... Ugh, I took off my watch. I think we might only be getting up to about 61 degrees Fahrenheit here today. It's cloudy and yucky. Hi, Kendra. When you said forehead, all I could hear is Blake laughing from the forehead from Australia. Yes, that was amazing. That was amazing, amazing, amazing voicemail to get. Laura says, I had periodermatitis and my dermatologist recommended zinc oxide as sunscreen. What are your thoughts on that? I definitely have used zinc in my sunscreen. I don't know zinc oxide if that's the same thing. I will get back to you on that, Laura. I will get back to you on that. I use whatever sunscreen it is that my dermatologist told me to get, so I was like, all right. And then, as I said, I also use my SPF BB cream. So that has SPF 30. What I did learn from my dermatologist is that anywhere between like 30 and 50 is really good. That after 50, after kind of those numbers, it's like incrementally better. So if you're buying sunscreen that's 100 SPF and it's like double the price, she said it's not necessarily worth it. What it comes down to more is the application and actually reapplying it. As your sunscreen has a shelf life, like it only lasts for a few hours. So a lot of people put sunscreen on first thing in the morning and then they go out for a lunchtime walk, and honestly their sunscreen isn't working that much anymore. So what you can do is either get like a spray-on sunscreen that you could spray over anything that you have, a kind of powder sunscreen, or if you have no makeup on, obviously you could just slab on whatever sunscreen you want. But that was a fun little tip. So, you know, as a mom, I'm someone who, like, I would put on my sunscreen earlier in the day, go out for some walks with the kids, maybe go to the playground in the afternoon, and by the afternoon, definitely that sunscreen isn't working. So, oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. I have been feeling, as I said, really, really glum. So that is why I figured, you know what, sometimes you have to, you know, see the sunshine and things. So wearing some yellow and going to be rocking some autumnal colors. All right, so added that a bit more warmth and dimension. I just used a more thin brush. As I said, you can also use kind of like a big powder brush if you're someone who just wants to add a bit more warmth everywhere. You could just kind of brush it on like that and mess up your hair like I just did. I am going to do a little contouring on my nose, so I'll take that same brush. You can even take like a little eyeshadow brush to do this, but I'll just take this brush and squish it and go down. I like to go like my natural shadows here. I like to slim my nose a little bit, so I bring it on a little bit more inward. Oh, thank you so much, Laura. You're super sweet. Super, super sweet. All right. Come on, baby. So I'm using the shade Fair in my bronzer, which is why you see me applying more and more and more. I like working with a lighter shade of bronzer because that way I can't really mess it up too much, and I do get fairer as the seasons go forward. So I'd rather have to apply a couple of times to build up the warmth that I'm looking for rather than go in and look like Malibu Barbie right away, whereas the rest of me is super pale. So if you are fair like me, just know sometimes building with a lighter shade slowly is going to get you the results that you want without it being too dramatic. So if you're someone who doesn't work with bronzer or contouring, start off with a lighter shade, like the one I'm talking about. So this is the shade Fair. You can see I use it a lot. Thank you so much for the hashtag. Hello, lovely. Let me know how the weather is where you are. I'm going to go in. Hopefully I have it. Yes. So my all-in-one color sticks are like a cream blush, a lip product, and an eyeshadow all in one. It even comes with like a little sponge applicator to help you blend things on the end. They have 10-hour wear. They last super long. They look great on just bare skin. So if you want to add a little bit of color to your lips and cheeks and go on out, they look great on any type of foundation. Because it's a cream blush, it adds a youthful kind of dewy glow to it, even if the rest of your makeup look is more on the matte side. So this is one of my limited edition shades. I have 4 main shades, but just this month I have a Frosted Grape, so a nice like grape purpley shade, and then this one here, Juicy Apricot. I do not tend to do a lot of orangey shades, but I figured, you know what, it's autumn, it's fall, and I actually really like this. I like orange blushes in this time of year. So I'm going to do just a little bit right here. I just patted just a smidge. You can use your finger. A finger is a great way to use a cream blush because the warmth from your finger really kind of helps blend the product in. As I showed you, I do also have a sponge applicator on the other side of this product. So this one is just called Juicy Apricot. Do you ever wear orangey kind of blushes? It never used to be my thing until I started my Minute with Mary business. And then I was like, all right, let me give it a go. Let's see how this is. And during the fall, I love it. I just love it. I think it really helps kind of mimic the beauty outside. I am going to use a brush. Let's see. I need to make sure that I'm like accurate. Sometimes looking at my video may not always be what I see in real life. So I want to make sure that I'm getting what I want. So once again, I'm going slow. All right, now it is really starting to to showcase. But the thing is that I want you to be able to see it on camera. You know how sometimes things in real life are subtle, but you can still see it in real life versus camera. Sometimes you have to do a little bit more. So this right here is the shade Juicy Apricot. What do you think of it? See? And so I bring the blush, I start it, you know, kind of around here, and I put it more on that tight, not tight, higher portion of my cheekbone, kind of where a lot of people do a lot of highlight, and I bring it back and up, and that once again is going to give a nice lifted look to the face. So Juicy Apricot. Another thing that I like to do, because I do have so much real estate on my forehead, is I add another little bit right here. I always do this with my blush. Sometimes people make a C around their eyebrow, but I feel like if the blush is pretty much mimicking if I was flushed or if I got a little sunshine without SPF protection, I'd be getting it here anyway, right? So once again, it just kind of adds color back, really kind of creates this pretty look to the face. So that is the Juicy Apricot, and it kind of has that a little bit of dewy look to it. So once again, no Juicy Apricot, and here's the Juicy Apricot. So I like to start it right here, and then I do a couple of dots. If you've never used a cream blush before, start with just one dot and blend it and bring it on back, and then see if you want a little bit more. Always build the product. Don't go too heavy-handed. You make contouring look easy. I'm gonna try today. Oh my gosh, yay! Let me know, send me a picture. I'm excited. It's, you know, that's the thing, is you just have to try. Anything with like any kind of makeup, you just have to try. And one of my biggest pieces of advice is try in a day where you're not gonna see people. Try in a day where you're just running errands to the grocery store. Don't try for the big event. You know, if you've got a wedding or a reunion or something like that, a big date night, don't try then, because if you don't like it or if you are not really pleased with the results, now you're going to be looking like that at a big event. But practice it, try it. Back when my kids were really little, you know, I would practice during nap time. And it's like, I had nowhere to go. I was literally just going to be changing diapers all day, but I could practice it so that way when I did have a wedding, a big date night, anything like that, I was really, really confident about how to do it. So it just comes down to practice. I do like to share easy tips with you so that you can feel success pretty quickly. But of course, occasionally I do some extra funsy looks that may take a little extra practice. Looks pretty. I like to use peachy orange blush. Perfect. Then this is definitely a shade for you. All right, so that is Juicy Apricot. I don't know if I'm going to do it for my lip color. Let's see. I'll just try it. I'll make sure I have no foundation there. So you can either apply it straight on and it will be really, really pigmented, or you could just take your finger. Ooh, it's cute. That is cute. So it goes on pretty creamy, like it feels like a lipstick, but it actually sets like a stain, like it's really long lasting as long as you don't eat anything oily. So that right there is Juicy Apricot. I think I might actually put it on my eyelids. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to take first that bronzer that I wore. Fun tip. Use your bronzer and blush as your eyeshadows. It will just create a beautiful, cohesive look. It means you have to buy less things. Like easy, easy. So I'm going to take that eyeshadow with just a big blending brush, and I'm just going to apply it as my transition shade. So all over my lid. And this is going to add a little bit of dimension and warmth. I love that all-in-one. Use it on my eyes too. Yay, perfect. So I have hooded eyes. And if you have hooded eyes, I will tell you that the all-in-one color stick, if you have oily eyes or hooded eyes, you could use an eyeshadow primer underneath, and that will add a little bit more grip. You can apply it on this upper portion here, or if you apply some other kind of a base, it will add a little bit more grippage, as it is a creamier product. And sometimes creamy products in the crease of hooded eye people like myself wants to get a little bunched up. Now my eyeshadow sticks, my liquid shadows, my usual pressed shadows, they don't do that. But for me, I've noticed I need to go very light-handed, and or I have to use something as a base. Kendra says, lipsticks and gloss always dry my lips out. Any advice on product? Feels like I've tried it all. Yes, so Kendra, my lip butters are incredible. They are super nourishing. What I'll tell you is that the more hydrating you go for a product, the shorter it stays on your lips. Okay, so things that are matte that often feel a little bit more drying, I'm going to take this product right here on my finger. You can also use a brush, but I'm going to bring it up here into this above the crease area to kind of add that almost like sunsetty kind of look. Things that are more matte, that are really long lasting, will have more of a dry feel to them. Things that are more glossy often will be more nourishing, will be more hydrating, but they're going to come off when you drink your coffee. They're going to come off when you kiss somebody. They're just going to come off day-to-day life. So you will need to reapply it more. Can you see the difference? I can see the difference, but I want to make sure you can. So I just put it more like in the upper portion of my eye. Same color, it's just that juicy apricot to really create a beautiful cohesive look. So my lip butters are a like grown-up version of chapstick. Remember lip smackers, like those fun little lip gloss kind of things that tasted like Coca-Cola and cherry and stuff. So this is more of a grown-up version with all natural ingredients. But once again, they're not gonna like last on your lips super long, so it will be something you reapply. And my lip glosses also are fantastic. Those are more long-lasting. So it really comes down to kind of one of those things. But it comes down to a lot of the ingredients. You know, you need to make sure that the ingredients often have a shea butter. Shea butter is super nourishing. Vitamin E is another great item. Eye primer rocks, yay, right? Absolutely can see the difference. So pretty, yay, thank you so much. Awesome. So right here, I've created a really cohesive look, right? I have the juicy apricot as my blush. I used that bronzer in the shade Fair to warm things up and add some dimension and contouring, but I also used it on my lid. Juicy apricot right now is on my lips. And I may go for like a bit darker of a shade on my lips in a little bit, but for now, I'm digging it. Let's finish things off. So, how do I want to finish this? I think I'm going to finish actually with the Prime and Set Mist because I'm liking the dewiness going on. So you can see I look super wet. You would be like, oh my God, why did I listen to Mary? This dries really quickly. It dries really quickly and it's going to act like a hairspray for your makeup, keeping it on really long. If you want it matte, if you don't want the shimmer on your pores, you know, just from the dewiness in the pores, you're gonna go for the Prime and Set powder. I use the Prime and Set powder right here on my physical under eye bags and right here in this area where I get a little bit more oily and sweaty throughout the day. But aside from that, I like the dewiness. So you don't have to have like a full matte or a full dewy look. You can kind of spot treatment different areas. But before I put that on, I'm just gonna curl these lashes and throw on my Quadra. And we will be good to go. I use Beach Bonfire Lip Butter. It's so nourishing. Yay! Yes, that one's so good. That's a great shade for the fall as well. It's kind of a corally, pinky shade, which would also go well with this, but I don't think I have it next to me. All right, so I'm going to use that Prime and Set powder to diminish the look of the texture. So I have physical under eye bags here and I have large pores. So I'm just going to take that Prime and Set powder and just pat it on. You can see I put a little bit right here on the cap. It's actually like powder encapsulated around water, so it has a bit of a cooling effect. And you can see the difference. See how this is a physical under eye bag? And because I put that powder on it, it almost acted like a filter. Can you see a difference? I can. Hopefully you can, because it is a big difference to me. So you just put that powder right there, whether you put it over all of your face or just in your problem zones. But if you have a dewy, shiny kind of finish on your makeup or just even on your skin, like I have friends who use this powder just over their skincare and they don't wear any other makeup, but they don't want their physical under eye bags and their physical pores to be shining for the world to see. So just that little bit, yay, you saw a difference, awesome. I wear a medical mask for a bit. This is also great underneath masks. That product really locks makeup down. Let's finish things off with Quadra. So Quadra is my new lash product. I started to do Minute with Mary because of mascara. It was just like one thing that I could add to my routine without doing all the other makeup, without foundation, blush, all this other stuff. I was like, I want to start wearing mascara again. Mascara just makes me feel pulled together and pretty. So I have a bunch of mascara products. This one, however, is special because it's a 4-in-1. It is a lash growth serum, so to help keep your lashes nice and long and strong. It is a lash primer. It is a tubing mascara, which makes taking it off a breeze. And it also has little star-shaped fibers to really kind of help build some volume. So for me, what I've noticed is my lashes are definitely healthier. Your lashes have a really short life cycle, and this kind of convinces them to stay in longer. Think of it as like a deep conditioning treatment, just like you would use for your hair to grow longer and stronger. That's what the lash serum does. And for lash serums to be successful, you need to apply it almost every day. So I used to wear a lash serum at night, but I really wasn't as good as I should have been. I wasn't as religious with it as I should have been. So this is so much easier because I do wear mascara almost every single day, even without any other beauty products on. I will throw on some mascara. Just it makes me feel polished and pulled together. All right, so the other cool thing that I want to let you know about, especially if you're blind like me, is on this wand, there's two different sides. There's like a longer bristly side and then a shorter silicone side. If you are blind as a bat like myself, you'll feel the difference. If you can see, you'll be able to see the difference. I like to start with the longer side at the base of my lashes to apply that product and kind of wiggle it up a little bit. And then after I do my first coat, I turn it around and I use the silicone brush. So I'm turning it around right now. I'm gonna go and help Blake. We had a giant order of t-shirts come in. Are any of you waiting for your Michael Mouse shirt? They just arrived. It took so long. They ran into some issue. I don't know, vector. I don't really know like art stuff. So something happened, but we like had ordered these shirts for our Patreon community and it's super exciting and I was really pumped about it. And then it took forever and we were trying to support local shirt people here in Rhode Island. And for some reason, it just took a little longer than we had expected. But Blake just came in with the shirts. I just got mascara on my eyelid. Without fail, I'm telling you, talking and putting on mascara, not a great combination. All right, fun little tip for you. If you make a mascara boo-boo, let it dry. Let it dry and then you can easily wipe it away. Another tip for you, especially with this lash product, I find it to be buttery smooth. So when I'm first applying it, I'm looking down in a mirror like you saw, and then, see, I just did it on that eye too. I am all over the place. What I was trying to tell you is that you can take your mascara wand this way and almost individually paint different lashes. So if you wanted to have like a very feminine cat eye look, you could just hold it like this and paint the tips of the lashes and it's really going to make them longer right there. If you're trying to make your eyes look bigger and rounder, you're going to focus more on the center part of your lashes. So just kind of holding it this way. A lot of people, when they want that longer look to their lashes, they do it the whole like root to tip. And sometimes your lashes don't need all that volume. They don't need all of it. And that's where things start to get a little spidery and gunky with different things. So that's the little tip that I have for you, is just kind of paint the tips. After you've applied a good coat of mascara to your lashes, just go ahead and focus on the tips of the lashes with your product, and it's going to make a big difference. All right, I have very light lashes and it's really hard to find a light blonde mascara. I tried clear and but it stays wet. I'm very light skinned, wet hair. I'm 62 years old. Laura, I would suggest trying this one. This one is a really nice natural formula. It's not light blonde, but it looks very, very natural. So if you wanted to try it out, please let me know. You can just also head to minutewithmary.com. And Amy says, I don't have to talk to get my mascara on my lids, and it never fails. Oh, when you sneeze, yes, sneezing, that's the worst. That's the worst when you sneeze and it gets all over the place. So I had those little boo-boos right here. You can take, after it's dry, a clean Q-tip. You can take a clean mascara wand. So after you're done using your mascara and your 3 months has passed and you should no longer be using that one, you should get a new tube. You can wash that wand. You can also use the spoolie on like an eyebrow brush. So that's what I'm just going to use right now. Or a clean, dense eyeshadow brush. So if you wore my eyeshadow, you could just take that same brush and just kind of go like this and it will flick off. So fun little tip for those of you who get mascara mess ups like I do all the time. Thank you so much for tuning into this Minute with Mary. You helped raise my vibe. I enjoy doing this autumnal look with you. It is very, very simple, as I said, especially when you use one of the all-in-one color sticks. It really creates a nice monotone look. So I used that juicy apricot on my lids, my lips, and my cheeks right there for the cream blush. I used my liquid serum foundation. It has skincare infused to help kind of balance out my face, since I gave myself a hickey with the face suction cup while I was cupping my face. But that now is mostly, there it was over here. That now is mostly gone. And of course, I warmed up my face a little bit with a little bit of contouring with my matte bronzer in the shade Fair. If you have any questions, if you would like a color match, please send me a message. All of these products are on sale only through the month of September, so we've got a few more days left. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much, as always, for tuning in to minutewithmary.com, and I'll talk with you